Imagine a single family in Pakistan, one you've probably never even heard of, owning more private assets than the entire annual budgets of three of its provinces combined. Seriously, it sounds like something out of a blockbuster movie, doesn't it? Well, it's not fiction. It's the reality of South Asia's most misunderstood economy, an economy that's been all over the news, with headlines buzzing about the supposed coziness between its political and military leaders and the White House. But beyond the political headlines, there's a deeper story of power. For the next 10 minutes, we're not just scratching the surface. We're ripping open the vault on the 10 families who, quietly but undeniably, run this nation. They're the architects of its industry, the titans of its finance, and the silent shapers of its destiny. Get ready to meet the real power players. Now, before we dive into our official countdown, there's a giant elephant in the room we need to address. What about the big political names? The Sharifs, the Zardaris? Aren't they unbelievably wealthy? The short answer is yes, their fortunes are estimated to be in the billions, rivaling or even eclipsing many on our list. The same can be said for a few retired army generals whose family wealth is also speculated to touch $1 billion or more. But here's the catch, their wealth is notoriously opaque. While this list focuses on industrial and business empires with more easily traceable assets and revenues, the fortunes of these political and military dynasties are deeply intertwined with their time in power or service. Tracing their assets is a labyrinthine task, a maze of international holdings, offshore companies, and alleged kickbacks that have been the subject of numerous investigations. This makes pinning down an accurate, verifiable net worth almost impossible. So, while they are undoubtedly some of the richest and most powerful players in the country, they exist in a category of their own, one where the lines between public office and private fortune are famously blurred. For this list, we're sticking to the titans of industry whose empires, while private, are at least visible. When you think of power, you often think of loud declarations, grand speeches, or the clatter of machinery. But the Haroons, they don't shout, they publish. Their influence is subtler, yet arguably more pervasive, woven into the very fabric of public discourse. Their story begins not with a bang, but with a quiet, strategic acquisition. Picture this. Pre-partition Bombay, a nascent textile unit, modest beginnings. Then, the monumental year of 1947, and with it, the birth of a new nation, Pakistan. Amidst that historic upheaval, the Haroons made a pivotal move. They bought a struggling newspaper. That paper, against all odds, blossomed into Dawn, which remains to this day the country's undisputed paper of record. Now, Dawn isn't just a newspaper, it's an institution. Every morning, the Dawn Media Group feeds headlines, analysis, and opinion to over 8 million Pakistanis. Think about the sheer reach, the daily ritual of millions turning to their pages for truth and perspective. That's a profound form of soft power, isn't it? The ability to frame narratives, to highlight certain issues, to give voice to various segments of society. It's a priceless influence that far exceeds any balance sheet. But don't think for a second that their empire is solely built on newsprint. While Dawn sets the agenda, the Haroons have shrewdly diversified. Their side hustles, as we might casually call them in the sugar and real estate sectors, aren't just minor ventures. They're robust, cash-generating operations that throw off enough capital to keep those printing presses humming, ensuring that their voice remains loud and clear. While their estimated net worth hovers around $190 million, a substantial sum by any measure, it's really the intangible assets that define them. The power of deciding what makes the front page, what stories get told, what voices are amplified, that's truly priceless. They're not just reporting the news. In many ways, they're helping to shape the national conversation day in and day out. They stand as a testament to the enduring power of media and the quiet strength of a family that understands its profound impact. If the Karachi Stock Exchange had a last name, many would argue it would be Siddiqui. This family didn't just participate in Pakistan's financial markets, they practically built a significant portion of them. Their journey began humbly enough. Back in 1971, Jahangir Siddiqui and Company started as nothing more than a one-room brokerage. Can you imagine? A tiny operation, a few ambitious individuals, and a vision. Fast forward 50 years, and that modest brokerage has transformed into a financial behemoth. Today, the family's flagship, JS Bank boasts an impressive network across the country. That's a massive footprint, reaching countless individuals and businesses, but their influence doesn't stop at traditional banking. Their asset management arm is a true powerhouse, overseeing billions of other people's money. That's a testament to the trust they've cultivated and their proven financial acumen. They're not just managing money, they're guiding investments, shaping portfolios, and playing a crucial role in the economic decisions of thousands of Pakistanis. What's their secret? What's the trick that allowed them to grow from a single room to a multi-billion-dollar enterprise? It's their uncanny ability to spot gaps in the market, often before regulators even realize they exist. They're innovators, always looking for unmet needs and underserved populations. Think about it, micro-insurance for rickshaw drivers, a segment often overlooked by traditional insurers, yet desperately in need of financial protection. Or digital wallets for migrant labor, providing a lifeline for remittances and daily transactions for a population that might not have access to formal banking. And their private equity fund. It quietly bought into virtually every ride-hailing app in Pakistan, positioning them perfectly to capitalize on the digital transformation of the economy. This foresight, this willingness to embrace new technologies and unconventional markets has given them an exponential network effect. While their personal net slice is estimated at around $220 million, the real value lies in the intricate web of financial services they control and the innovative spirit that continues to drive them. Ever imagined a family that has a hand in keeping your lights on, building your cities, and even connecting your first phone call? Welcome to the world of the Saifullahs. This family has mastered the art of intertwining business and politics, creating an empire that's both economically potent and politically formidable. Their primary business, the Saif Group, has deep roots in Pakistan's industrial landscape, from textiles to a major cement plant that sells every bag it can produce in a booming market. But their real genius lies in seeing the future. In 1994, through a venture with Motorola, the Saifullahs were instrumental in bringing the first GSM mobile service to Pakistan with Mobilink. They didn't just participate in the telecom revolution, they helped start it. Alongside this, they became key players in energy, controlling an astonishing 1,200 megawatts of private generation capacity, a significant chunk of the nation's power grid. But here's where it gets truly interesting. The Saifullahs aren't just industrialists, they're also seasoned politicians. We're talking about a family that consistently holds a Senate seat or two, and sometimes even ministerial positions. This isn't a coincidence, it's a strategic fusion of business and political power. When you own the power plants and have a history of pioneering entire industries, and you also have family members in positions to influence policy, you gain a rare and potent advantage. This unique synergy allows them to help write policies that, while serving broader national interests, also happen to fill their own coffers. With a fortune estimated to be north of $330 million, the Saifullahs exemplify how deeply business and politics can be intertwined in Pakistan, creating a dynasty that doesn't just adapt to the rules, but often helps shape them. You simply can't tell the story of South Asian banking or even Pakistan's economic history without giving a prominent chapter to the Habibs. Their legacy isn't just long, it's foundational. This isn't a family that emerged recently. Their roots in finance stretch back to the 19th century. They were the financiers of trade caravans in the 1920s, providing the capital that kept commerce flowing across the subcontinent. Imagine the trust and foresight required to back such ventures in an era of uncertainty. Then came 1941, a landmark year when they officially opened Habib Bank. It quickly became a cornerstone of the region's financial system, playing a pivotal role in the economic development of the nascent nation of Pakistan. In fact, they provided a crucial rupees, 80 million loan to the new state when it was penniless. For decades, Habib Bank was synonymous with banking in Pakistan, handling everything from individual salary accounts to the government's colossal payroll. However, like many large enterprises in Pakistan's history, they faced the seismic shift of nationalization in the 1970s. Their flagship bank was taken over by the state, a move that could have crippled lesser dynasties. But the Habibs, with their deep understanding of finance and an indomitable spirit, weren't out for long. They clawed their way back into the game, demonstrating remarkable resilience and strategic acumen. They didn't just rebuild, they reinvented. Their new venture, Bank Al Habib, rose from the ashes of nationalization to become another banking titan. Today, Bank Al Habib boasts an impressive number of branches spread across multiple countries, a testament to their enduring vision and ability to adapt. But their empire isn't confined to the financial sector alone. The Habibs have also diversified into significant industrial holdings, including textiles and auto assembly with Toyota. And in a bold move into urban development, they've created a sprawling 300-acre gated city in Lahore, a testament to their ambition and capacity for large-scale projects. When you combine their vast banking network, their industrial ventures, and their real estate developments, you're looking at a dynasty with a net worth estimated around 900 million to $1 billion. More than just the numbers, the Habibs represent a legacy of trust, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to shaping Pakistan's economic landscape for over a century. The Saigol family's narrative is one of remarkable resilience, a testament to their ability to adapt, rebuild, and thrive in the face of immense adversity. Their story, like many old money families in South Asia, begins before the creation of Pakistan. It all started with a humble shoe shop in Calcutta in the 1890s. From shoes, they quickly diversified, showing an early entrepreneurial flair. By the time partition arrived in 1947, forcing a massive migration and a complete reboot for many businesses, the Saigols were already established. They courageously relocated their operations to Layalpur, now Faisalabad, which would become the textile hub of the new nation. Their ambition knew no bounds. Less than a decade after the traumatic events of partition, their Kohinoor textile mills had grown to become one of the largest in Asia. Imagine the scale of that operation, the thousands of workers, the sheer output contributing to the economy. They were industrial giants, pioneers of Pakistan's manufacturing sector. Then came the 1970s, and with it, another monumental challenge: nationalization. The government's sweeping policies chopped their vast empire, along with many others, in half, seizing significant assets. This could have been the end for many families, a devastating blow from which recovery seemed impossible. Yet the Saigols demonstrated their shrewdness and long-term vision. During the subsequent denationalization era, when many were hesitant, the Saigols quietly and strategically bought back their units, often at scrap prices. This move wasn't just smart. It was a masterclass in capitalizing on market downturns and understanding the inherent value of their former assets. The result of this resilience and strategic foresight is the powerful Saigol empire we see today. They didn't just recover, they diversified and modernized. Today, their holdings include significant power plants, crucial for Pakistan's energy needs, and ventures in electronics and chemicals. In a prime example of their enduring real estate prowess, they own the very land beneath Lahore's newest and most prestigious mall. Their estimated net worth is around $850 million to $1.2 billion, a substantial sum that reflects their diversified portfolio. But beyond the numbers, the Saigols possess an asset that money can't buy: a century-old Rolodex, a network of contacts and relationships built over generations that, as the saying goes, opens every door in Lahore. This family is a symbol of old industrial wealth, resilience, and a deep-seated influence that continues to shape Pakistan's economic and social landscape. When you think of Pakistan's industrial backbone, the Dawood family often operates as the quiet engineers behind the scenes, powering much of the nation's progress. They're not always the loudest voices in the room, but their impact is undeniably profound, particularly in critical sectors like energy and agriculture. The Dawood family controls Engro Corporation, formerly Dawood Hercules, a name synonymous with industrial strength and strategic investment. At the heart of their agricultural contributions is one of the country's largest private fertilizer plants. Think about that for a moment. This entity is responsible for feeding a massive portion of Pakistan's farms. Every time you see a lush field of wheat or rice, or indeed enjoy a plate of basmati rice, there's a significant chance that the crucial nitrogen helping those crops grow came directly from a Dawood family product. This isn't just about business, it's about food security for a nation of over 240 million people. It's a fundamental, indispensable service that underpins the entire agricultural sector. But their vision extends far beyond traditional industries. The Dawoods are also significant players in Pakistan's energy sector. They operate wind farms that are not just generating power, but doing so sustainably, selling clean energy directly to the national grid. What's more, these power sales are often at guaranteed dollar rates, providing a stable and valuable revenue stream while contributing to Pakistan's energy independence and environmental goals. This dual focus on traditional heavy industry and forward-thinking renewable energy showcases their strategic adaptability. And their portfolio doesn't stop there. The family has diversified into petrochemicals, food, and technology. While their net worth is estimated to be around $370 million to $1.4 billion, considering the sheer scale and strategic importance of their holdings, from feeding the nation's farms to powering its own energy, some might say that figure doesn't fully capture the breadth of their influence. The Dawoods are a testament to enduring industrial legacy, quietly yet powerfully shaping Pakistan's fundamental infrastructure and future. They are known for their philanthropic activities and maintain a low-profile but influential presence, demonstrating that true power doesn't always need to announce itself loudly. From humble beginnings to a sprawling empire that spans continents and industries, the Hashwani family's story is one of audacious ambition and strategic diversification. Sadruddin Hashwani, the patriarch, started his journey in the cotton trade in the 1960s, becoming known as one of the cotton kings of Pakistan. Think about that, a young trader, a simple commodity, and a vision that would eventually transform into one of Pakistan's most prominent business dynasties. Today, the Hashwani name is synonymous with luxury hospitality in Pakistan. His Pearl Continental and Marriott hotels don't just exist, they dominate every major Pakistani city, offering a benchmark for premium accommodation and service. These aren't just hotels, they're often central hubs for business, diplomacy, and social events, places where deals are struck and history is made. But the Hashu Group's reach extends far beyond the hospitality sector within Pakistan's borders. The family has strategically diversified into the critical energy sector. Their oil and gas exploration ventures are not just operating domestically, but have drilled internationally, highlighting their technical expertise and global presence. This move into energy provides a robust revenue stream, insulating them from some local economic volatilities. Their real estate arm is equally impressive, owning what is arguably Islamabad's most expensive commercial square mile. This isn't just about owning property, it's about owning prime, strategic locations that command premium value and influence urban development. And in another shrewd international play, they hold stakes in hotel franchises across the Gulf region, ensuring a steady flow of dollar dividends. Sadruddin Hashwani's net worth is estimated to be between $1.1 billion and $4.1 billion, a truly staggering figure that places him among the wealthiest individuals in Pakistan. But much like the Haroons with their media empire, the real asset for the Hashwanis isn't just the monetary value, it's access. It's the unparalleled network and influence that comes with owning the premier hotel chains. Consider this. Virtually every president, every premier, every major international dignitary who visits Pakistan checks into one of his lobbies first. This isn't just about providing a room. It's about being at the nexus of power, information, and decision-making. The Hashwanis don't just run a business empire, they operate at the very heart of Pakistan's social and political landscape. This is truly a story for the ages, a testament to sheer grit, unwavering determination, and an entrepreneurial spirit that simply refuses to be limited by circumstance. Sir Anwar Pervez's journey is the stuff of legend, a classic rags to riches narrative that resonates deeply. He wasn't born into privilege, he started life in a small village in Punjab, Pakistan. At just 21, with little more than ambition in his pocket, he made the monumental decision to leave his homeland and seek opportunity in London. His early days in the UK weren't glamorous. He worked as a bus driver, stacking shelves and working tirelessly in a new country, learning the ropes from the ground up. But Sir Anwar wasn't content to just drive buses. He was observing, learning, and planning. From those humble beginnings, he built Bestway, a name that would become synonymous with wholesale and retail success. Today, Bestway isn't just a successful business. It's the UK's second largest cash and carry wholesaler. Think about the scale of that achievement. A Pakistani immigrant starting from scratch, building one of the largest wholesale operations in a highly competitive European market. But Sir Anwar's success isn't confined to the UK. He never forgot his roots and made a monumental investment back home in Pakistan. He poured a staggering amount of capital into Bestway Cement, transforming it into the country's most efficient producer. This wasn't just about building a factory, it was about bringing world-class efficiency, technology, and management practices to Pakistan's industrial sector. Bestway Cement now plays a crucial role in the nation's construction boom, providing essential materials for infrastructure and development. He also holds a major stake in United Bank Limited UBL. When you combine the immense success of Bestway's UK operations with its retail outlets and the industrial might of Bestway Cement in Pakistan, you arrive at a net worth estimated between $3.1 billion and $4.6 billion. This makes Sir Anwar Pervez one of the richest Pakistanis on the entire planet. What's truly remarkable, and perhaps the most endearing part of his story, is the anecdote that despite his immense wealth, he still flies economy when visiting Islamabad. It's a powerful reminder that old habits, the values of thrift and humility learned in those early lean years, die harder than even the toughest marble. Sir Anwar Pervez is an inspiration, a living embodiment of how far vision and hard work can take you, proving that true wealth doesn't have to change who you are at your core. If Pakistan had its own version of a Rockefeller, a titan whose influence spans nearly every facet of the economy, it would undoubtedly be Mian Muhammad Mansha. The patriarch of the Nishat Group, Mansha isn't just rich, he's an economic force multiplier, an industrialist whose vision has shaped entire sectors and created opportunities for tens of thousands. His empire is vast, diversified, and utterly dominant. The Nishat Group, under Mansha's astute leadership, is a behemoth, directly employing an astounding 50,000 people. Think about the societal impact of that. 50,000 families supported, lives sustained, and skills developed. Their operations span textiles, which is where Nishat began its journey, evolving into a global player. They're also deeply entrenched in cement through DG Khan Cement, one of Pakistan's largest producers, playing a crucial role in the nation's infrastructure development. Their power ventures are equally impressive, contributing significantly to Pakistan's energy grid. And then there's retail. The Emporium Mall isn't just a shopping centre, it's one of South Asia's largest, a sprawling complex that redefined the retail and entertainment landscape in Lahore. It's a destination, a social hub, and a testament to the scale of Mansha's ambition. But the true jewel in the Nishat crown, and perhaps Mansha's greatest triumph, is MCB Bank. This isn't just any bank, it's a financial powerhouse with billions in assets. What truly sets it apart, however, is its consistent performance and market position, a clear indicator of superior management. Mansha's foresight also extends to the automotive sector, with a Hyundai car assembly plant bringing global manufacturing standards and technology to Pakistan. When you tally up all these ventures, textiles, cement, power, banking, retail, automotive, the family's net worth is estimated to be as high as $5 billion, making them arguably the richest family resident in Pakistan. But here's the fascinating twist, a detail that speaks volumes about Mian Mansha's leadership style and his old-school approach to control. He has been known to personally sign every check above a certain threshold himself. In an age of digital transactions and delegated authority, this hands-on approach is remarkable. It's a symbol of meticulous oversight, an unwavering grip on the financial pulse of his vast empire. Mansha represents the pinnacle of Pakistani industrial success, a blend of traditional values, aggressive diversification, and an unyielding commitment to control, truly a Rockefeller for the modern age. His family's connections, including intermarriages with other prominent business families like the Saigols, further solidify their influence and position at the apex of Pakistan's elite. Topping our list is a man who isn't just a titan of industry, but the living embodiment of the American dream, a story that begins in Lahore and climaxes in the boardrooms of global sports and industry. This is Shahid Khan. He arrived in the United States from Pakistan at age 16, with just $500 in his pocket, working as a dishwasher while studying engineering. Can you even fathom that? From washing dishes for $1.20 an hour to becoming the richest person of Pakistani origin on the planet. His journey to a net worth that has been estimated as high as $13.3 billion began not with a grand inheritance, but with a better idea. While working as an engineering director at an auto parts company called Flex Engate, he developed a revolutionary design for a one-piece truck bumper. He started his own company, Bumper Works, with a small business loan and his savings. He eventually bought his former employer, Flex Engate, and transformed it into a global automotive supplier with tens of thousands of employees and dozens of plants worldwide. But Khan didn't stop at revolutionizing the auto parts industry. He set his sights on the world of elite sports. In 2012, he made history by purchasing the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars, becoming the first ethnic minority owner in league history. A year later, he acquired the historic English soccer club Fulham FC. And as if owning two major sports franchises on two different continents wasn't enough, he and his son Tony launched All Elite Wrestling, AEW, in 2019, creating a major competitor to WWE and shaking up the entire professional wrestling landscape. From a 16-year-old immigrant in a new land to a multi-billionaire sports and industrial magnate, Shahid Khan's story isn't just about wealth, it's about the sheer power of vision, grit, and relentless ambition. All right, that's the countdown. The top 10 families shaping Pakistan's economic destiny. Were you shocked by our new number one, Shahid Khan's incredible journey? Or maybe you're amazed by Sir Anwar Pervez's story at number 3? Disagree vehemently with any of our rankings? We want to hear it. Drop your hottest take, your insights, your personal observations right there in the comments section below. And hey, if you're hungry for even deeper dives, if you want to explore the intricate layers of each of these empires, smash that subscribe button. You won't want to miss our next deep dive. Trust me, while you're typing away your thoughts, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. Seriously, give it a tap. It tells the algorithm that this content is valuable, and it helps us get this information out to every Pakistani who still thinks wealth is just about a foreign passport. Let's show them the true powerhouses at home and abroad. And if you have that one cousin who always swears they'll start a business next year, you know the one. Share this video with them. Maybe, just maybe, they'll steal a playbook or two from these incredible dynasties. Who knows? Perhaps they'll be on our list someday. So there you have it. From the quiet hum of printing presses to the roar of power plants, from the intricate weave of textiles to the satisfying crunch of pizza, and from the sophisticated world of banking to the vast expanse of real estate, these 10 families have stitched together an economic quilt that in many ways keeps 240 million people clothed, fed, and occasionally, yes, furious. The numbers we've discussed are wild, almost unfathomable, and their influence. It's not just real, it's profound, touching every aspect of Pakistani life. But here's the kicker. This isn't a static picture. The story continues. The next generation of these dynastic clans isn't resting on inherited laurels. They're already keenly eyeing the future, exploring new frontiers in fintech, dabbling in the volatile but promising world of crypto, and strategically positioning themselves in the race for critical resources like lithium mines. They're adapting, innovating, and preparing for the next wave of economic evolution. So keep watching. Because when these powerful clans sneeze, when they make a strategic move or face a challenge, Pakistan's stock market doesn't just